Hello, everybody. My name is Eden Puente, and here today to talk to you about healthy habits. This is a four-part series. Today, we're going to focus on the first part, and we will go through the progressions. The first part's going to last 30 days. After that, we will focus on the second part for 30 days, and so forth, all the way until the four parts are completed. And just to give you an overview of what is going to go on in this webinar, I'm just going to give you a little background about myself, go over some getting back to the basics of assessing your level, and then getting into the healthier habits. First step being taking multivitamins and fish oils. Second step being eating slowly. And the third step being stopping at 80% full. And I will go through those and tell you why they are important. So with that, let's get started. A little bit about myself. I've been a personal trainer since 2010. I recently at 2018 decided to go back to college. I'm at the University of DePaul right now and studying for a digital marketing degree with sports communications double major. Personal training certifications are from NCCPT, NASM, both in CPT and CES, which is Certified Personal Trainer, and Corrective Exercising. And I'm also Precision Nutrition certified, as well as Peak Pilates certification levels 1 and 2. And my greatest achievements as a personal trainer are having one client lose 83 pounds in 12 months and 205 pounds overall. He was 435 pounds when he came to me, and we ended up losing 205 pounds by the time we had gotten him on a steady regimen. My second story is my favorite story. It's one that I'll remember for the rest of my life. A female client came in, and she had mentioned that she couldn't have kids because her weight was a problem. And she just had really bad issues with weight control. And so we decided to put her on a program. She ended up losing 56 pounds in a year and a half and had 2 kids. And actually is pregnant with her third one. She just messaged me. So I'm very proud that we ended up reaching her goal of wanting to have kids. With that being said, let's assess your level of readiness. So as we conduct your consultation, we like to gather enough meaningful info to begin outlining and influencing the rest of a program. How we do that is to determine the process and measure the program. So I start by understanding the level of readiness and willingness, and that is your ability to change, and that will your ability to change will determine the rate at which we build the program, or you build the program, and how fast you adapt to the program. So going through the levels, the first level is that you're relatively new to healthy eating habits or programming. So you respond best to encouragement, clear direction for one of the habits at a time. You believe in specific calories, grams are needed, but that much detail can be detrimental to focus on, or more basic behavior consistencies. So this is where most people actually belong when starting a nutrition plan. The second level, you have a strong understanding of, but poor execution. You know what to do, but not consistent. Often needs more stern direction and may need a bit more detail about program. Needs education and control and coaching to achieve approximate macronutrient ratios or food size serving. Less than a third of people begin nutrition coaching at this level. So these people have a little bit more experience in nutrition as well as exercise programs. Level 3 has a strong foundation of eating and exercising habits, a desire to perform at a peak potential, and has a detailed aesthetic goal. Will likely need and respond best to detailed oriented programs to build on metabolic testing and very specific meal plan guidance. Obtaining best physique ever require patience, precision, and trust. And there are very, very few small percentage of members that fall into this category. These are athletes, those that train for competitions or anything like that. And so what level do you feel comfortable starting at, and why is it important? There are 12 essential steps to building a lifelong sustainable healthier nutrition habits. These are the first 3 that should be incorporated into your daily habits. You need to make them a part of your lifestyle. This doesn't mean following a structured diet, but rather making some smart choices every day. Prioritizing healthy habits to get the most return for your effort. This often means that we're motivated and excited to start a program at the beginning. Because of this excitement, we tend to try and change everything at once and eventually burn out before the changes can remain a part of our lifestyle. Give yourself short and long-term goals for nutritional habits to clearly outline progression. As you go through these priorities, the habits in the beginning may not take as much time and effort to build into your lifestyle. Build success on quick, obtainable goals to get a sense of accomplishment, and other habits will likely stick long-term. So the first healthy habit that we're going to focus on is taking a high quality multivitamin and omega-3 fish oil. So food alone isn't enough to nourish our bodies to their full potential. Modern eating habits create rampant nutrition insufficiencies, and contemporary lifestyles demand convenience, even for nourishment. So with all that's going on in today's world, it's very hard to get the nutrients that we need. And supplements are exactly what they say. They supplement what we don't get from the food that we do eat. So what these supplements do for our bodies, when taking a multivitamin, with insufficient levels, our metabolisms cannot operate at their full potential. Multivitamins can support carbohydrate, protein, and fat metabolism, and they promote optimal health and longevity. Omega-3s and fish oils decrease inflammation, increase the body's ability to burn fat, downregulate fat-storing genes, making it easier to maintain a healthy weight, and support neurological function and improve mood. And when I go back to taking a high-quality multivitamin or an omega-3 fish oil, what I mean by that is looking for vitamins and minerals or fish oils that have been thoroughly tested, mainly third-party tested. And this is where research on your part becomes crucial. And making sure that anything that is not a part of a vitamin shouldn't be added. Make sure that they're easily absorbable and use the highest quality ingredients. And going back to that, supplements make better nourishments more convenient. but they do not alone replace healthy eating habits. Supplements should add, not replace. Most adults have terrible eating habits that result in insufficient amounts of key vitamins and minerals. Much of our food supply is grown in nutrient-poor soils compared to 50, 60 years ago. Eating better now can't make up for nutrient deficiencies created through years of dieting or poor eating. Supplementing wisely is an easy, healthy habit to practice while adopting more difficult, healthy habits. Going on to our second healthy habit, we're going to talk about eating slowly. So why eat slowly? Fast eating environments fail to allow for true nourishment from their food sources. It can also act as a calorie or portion control strategy that you can build success on without changing current food choices. Our digestive system needs thoroughly chewed and relatively low stress environments to absorb nutrients best. Our brain takes time to recognize we've eaten enough, generally about 20 minutes. And the eating pace. Eating at a fast pace will likely increase the chances of overconsuming food and gaining weight. Increase the amount of satisfaction you feel from meals. So the tips for slowing down the eating pace: set utensils down between bites. Try to use a non-dominant hand with your fork, spoon, etc. Use chopsticks to control size of bites. Chew bites at least 20 times before swallowing. Controlling your eating environments. Eating while in a distracting environment increases the rate at which you eat your food. Tips for better eating environments: avoid eating in front of a screen as much as possible. Avoid eating while driving or meeting where your focus is not centralized on eating. Don't eat while at your desk or keyboard. Have a conversation with someone while you eat, forcing you to talk between bites. These will allow you to slow down your eating, which will lead into the next healthy eating habit, which is healthy habit number 3, stopping when you're 80% full. And then the reason why we want to stop when we're 80% full is that it helps decrease the frequency in which you overeat. It's shown to improve overall health and longevity, strengthen your willpower to make better food choices. The ability to truly assess fullness allows your body to determine food amounts, not a food scale. The feeling of being satisfied feels a lot better than being full. Recognizing fullness. When you begin to feel full, food pleasure begins to decrease. Feeling of discomfort or a descending comes over the stomach. So we're not feeling bloated or irritated as such the feeling when you tend to overeat. And in closing, going over everything that we just talked about, taking multivitamins and omega-3 fish oils. Modern eating habits create rampant nutrient insufficiencies. Multivitamins can support carbohydrates, protein, and fat metabolism. Omega-3 and fish oils decrease inflammation, increase the body's ability to burn fat. Eating slowly eating fast will not allow for proper digestion. Eating fast will increase the change in overall consuming of food, and try to control your eating environments. Stopping at 80% full decreases the frequency in which you overeat, and feeling satisfied is better than feeling full. As with everything that you do to get results, we must measure progress. The healthy habits covered here may seem simple to do. However, new behaviors for many adults will require 60 repetitions or more to turn a new behavior into an actual habitual act. Make your new healthy habits easier by keeping your habits minimum to about 1 to 3 per time to keep your nutritional program consistent until you start to see a plateau. All right, so at this time, we will open up for questions. We already have this linked, attached to the Chicago Veterans website. It is in our chicagovets.org website. Yes. Thank you, Kevin. Instead of vitamins, what are some foods we can eat that has omega-3s, and how much of it should we eat to meet the needs amount? Henry, so that is a question based on size. What a multivitamin and a fish oil does is, as a supplement, is they provide an amount that is over the required amount, and your body will secrete what it doesn't use. So that's why multivitamins are easier to take and fish oils are easier to take, because whatever your body doesn't use, it will get rid of. As far as how much you should take, that depends on the size of the body, the goal that you're trying to achieve. Foods that do have omega-3s, nuts, fish, those are great sources of omega-3s. Foods that are great with slower digestion. Yes, that's a great question. Fibrous foods. A lot of high fibrous foods will help slow down digestion. Think of oatmeal, anything like that will help you feel fuller longer. That's going to help you maintain a steady glucose stabilization to where your sugars don't spike, and you get a sugar rush, and then you drop down and you go back up. So I always recommend oatmeal to start, plain. That's one of the better choices. Yes, there are omega-3s in eggs, but is that enough? I don't know what your goal is to tell you that is enough for what you're trying to achieve. Like I said, you probably want to try to take in supplements from supplements usually have around, I would say, For fish oils, anywhere from 5 grams to 10 grams of fish oil. So you would have to check what eggs have for the omega-3s, as well as any other products that you're eating. Should we stay away from red meat? I don't. I eat red meat all the time. It depends on what your doctor says. That's something that is not. I eat meat. I balance my meat with fruits, vegetables, and other forms of carbohydrates and fiber, and fat as well. Yeah, I will. For anybody that wants my contact info, I think we have your email, correct? If I'm correct, Kevin. And we can email you my personal contact info, and kind of just give you a little bit more information. One of the things that I do want to say is try to do these habits for 30 days. When they start to stick and you've got these down, then we're going to do the next 3 healthy habits. And I didn't add those in. We will leak those out. So we'll put those on the website on chicagovets.org sometime mid-May, probably around the 20th of May, and schedule the next webinar for those. What we don't want to do is exactly what I talked about in the beginning. We don't want to overload the plate right away. As most of you, if anybody has dieted before, we get so excited. We buy the vitamins, we buy the protein, we buy the weightlifting gear and everything, and then we burn out within the first month, 2 months, 3 months, and we see very little progress. So this is just a steady way to build progress and make sure that these things stick. Because if we do these little things, the bigger things will become easier down the road. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and again, everything that we talked about is on. If you go to the Chicago Veterans site, I think it's in the About column. Or if you scroll all the way down on the Chicago Vet site, you'll see the blog, and it's there, the nutrition, and you can read up there, and it has everything we just talked about today. Are there any more questions? Thanks for the link, Kevin. No problem, guys. That's what we're here to do. Chicago Veterans, we're here to help. We're going to have this eventually posted on the Chicago Veterans webpage, and for you guys to go back to. Just when you fall off, you go back to this and you could start over again. It's great for all of us because nothing is easy. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of the day. And again, just work on these 3 things. We'll check back with you. at the end of mid-May. Actually, you know what? If you want, why don't we go ahead and email. We'll send you an email out with my link if you guys want, and we could kind of do a group message just to kind of check on each other to make sure that everybody's doing. If you guys have any questions throughout the first 3 steps, I'll be happy to answer them, and then we'll just kind of keep a group chat going. What do you guys think about that?